Now it's time to put everything together, starting with the Really? I made such a stupid mistake. Hi, I'm Eric, and this is my Land Rover Defender Expedition Camper. Not so long ago, I set off to discover the world and ended up in Iraq, where I spent 4 months in lockdown due to the pandemic, after which I returned home. And now, after months of waiting, it's time to restart the world trip. But first, I have to prepare the car for a journey of a lifetime. So welcome to Have Fun and Go. Okay, I know you want to watch me rip out this window, and I will, don't worry. But first, we need to focus on the storage compartments inside the Defender. Last week I built the top of the storage system, a challenging task, and now it's time to finish this project. I cut the dividers for the compartments to the correct size. Here they are, freshly painted, and after some testing I realized I have to change the design just a little bit. My original plan was to use this board, like this little piece, this little edge here that's sticking out, as a support for the lid. This is not the lid, but you get the idea. As a support for the lid for the storage box, like so. But I don't think it's strong enough, so with a little bit of adjustment, I'm gonna move this to the front. Now this is even, okay? And then, just wait a second, then I'm going to use this, moves all the way to the back, like so. And then, now I'm going to use this as a support for the lid. Where is the fake lid? Here it is. Like so. And now the support is a lot stronger. You know, plans change. Everything is fine. So I installed the little support beam. Small little 18 by 18 millimeters. And now, let's see. I have to be careful because I also gave it a quick little paint job. But the paint is still wet, but it'll be fine. It will dry out in the car. Wait a minute, something has changed. Yes, I put on my winter coat again because temperatures dropped from 17 degrees and now it's only 2 or 3 degrees. Look at this, there's even snow. What? And this morning I started with working on the interior again. So what I did is I got a beam and I drilled a groove, or do you call it a slot, with the, we call it a bovenvrees milling machine. And after that I cut all the pieces to the right size. Then I painted these. Well, I didn't paint the inside because I'm going to glue everything together. So the glue sticks directly to the wood much better than, you know, it's unnecessary because you'll never see this part ever again. This little thing goes over here. Then this little thing goes over here, like so. And I got one I can put on top, like so. And then I have this one, and that goes over here, like so. And then, you know, and I'm gonna put it over here, like so. And that's how I'm going to install the dividers. Now it's time to put everything together, starting with the Really? I made such a stupid mistake. So while I while I was painting everything this morning, you know, as I showed you the inside, I didn't paint it because you'll never see it again. And, well, it's exactly what I thought about the, about this part. But this goes, you know, you're looking straight at it. And did I do the... Yep. I did the same thing with the other one. This is even worse compared to this one. Alright, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and you'll enjoy all the little stupid mistakes I make in the next video, and you know, also hit the notification bell, and then you get a bit of a reminder and we can laugh together. So I guess I have to paint these. So I'll be right back. Sorry for the interruption. We can resume the show. Alright, that's it. I know you can see all the ugly screws, but where is it? I have a little L profile. Ugly screw, no ugly screw, ugly screw, no ugly screw. Good. So next up is the hinges, and what I did was I have this little silver screw, which I think is a very bad match with the black hinges. So, yeah, come on, just focus. I painted them black. And was it really necessary? No. Does it look better? Yes. After repeating the process of installing the hinges 2 more times and adding the L profile to hide the ugly screws, this is the result so far. For the next project, I'm going to build a little table over there. It's not going to be a big one, but it's going to be big enough for my phone, and I'm also going to install a USB charger so I can also charge my phone over here. And there's room for the rear left speaker over here. To build the speaker box, I will use a piece of plywood that used to be part of the old storage system. Now, I won't bother you with the process of measuring and sawing everything, but it took me more than 4 hours to create this little masterpiece. But it fits like a glove, and hold on. I also created the cover that goes over here, like so. And now, this is where the rear left speaker is going to be, and on top, the USB charging station for my phone. To create the perfect cutout for the speaker, I built a little mold underneath the bovenvrees. So as you can see, there is a little screw over here. That's the center point, and then I can just move this around exactly where it needs to be, and that's how you create the perfect cutout. At least that's the plan, so let's see if it works. Alright, and the end result looks like this. Check it out. It's like really nice. Really happy with that. Alright, and now, because this is getting way too long, really gotta do something about it. So just give me a second. Ooh, this is so much better. And also put on my summer jacket because the temperature has gone up again, which is a good thing. I like it a lot. And I do have to admit something, because in the meantime, while I was gone, I secretly finished the speaker project. That's not how it's supposed to work. Nope, it doesn't. But the second try was more successful. Look, I installed the back plate on which the speaker, wait, I can show it to you guys, like so. You see, this is for the speaker. Ta-da! And now I only have to paint this bad boy, and then I can install it inside the car. And as you've probably seen, the back is really ugly. But I don't care, because we'll never see this again. This is the pretty side. So with some paint, it really starts to look like a speaker box. Now it's just a matter of securing it to the other panel. But I did have to create this funky extension, otherwise I couldn't get to the screws all over here down in the bottom. But this works pretty okay. It's kind of tricky, but in a second this thing is not going anywhere. And now I can put in the speaker like so. Where's the cover? They're here. And this one goes here like so. And that looks pretty awesome. And yes, I did paint the silver bolts black. And now the most crucial thing, connecting the wires to the speaker, and then I can bolt the speaker to the speaker box. On top I drilled a hole for the USB charger, and I can cross this project off my list. Alright, now that I finished this part of the build, it's time to focus on the little details. This side panel, what you see over here, is the insulation. I was planning on putting wood against it, but I'm not going to do it because I bought some pretty cheap carpet. And as you can see, this carpet is really thin and flexible. So it's a perfect match for this curvy side panel. Because eventually, after I installed the, how am I going to do this? Like so, after I installed the backrest, so this is the backrest for the bench, and just to give you an idea, where's a little piece of wood? Look, so this is the backrest, and as you can see, there is quite some storage space behind it. So that's up next. Cut this little carpet to the right size and stick it onto the insulation. So I'm using Teppichverlegebandgewebe or tissue de fixation, adhesief pottape or duo tape or tapijtkleefband. It's always so satisfying. I installed these bolts during the previous build, but I didn't remove them, so now I can use them to fix the carpet to the Defender's side panel. This already looks so much better. It's such a cheap and easy solution, but the end result is really nice. I do have to fix this, but it'll be fine. And now I am going to remove the window. Why? Because I have too much time on my hands and I'll probably regret it. No, but seriously. I have to remove the window because I know there is a water leakage coming from this side window, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the inside rubbers or the deteriorating window glue on the outside. So to find out, I have to remove it, check it, repair it, and then reinstall it with new window glue. All right, let me just remove this rubber, and then all the like so. And now, whoop, all the rivets are visible. After further inspection, everything seems to be looking a-okay. I mean, it can use some some cleaning, obviously, but like even the window itself is in really good condition. So happy about that. And this looks pretty funky as well. Thanks everybody for watching. Join me next week when I continue with the Defender camper build and encounter more problems. Ah, man. In the meantime, check out my Instagram or Facebook for more content. Should I buy a smaller water tank? Because that was not the plan. But I don't know.